P5-17. Again, nothing too crazy. We have a couple of pins, disc that rotates, a connecting arm, goes back and forth. Got two pieces there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like about 7 pieces, but they're all pretty basic and we can reuse some of the design. So the exploded view. And then for the pretty much go through at a faster pace on the introduction, and probably do this one of the ways that I wouldn't necessarily normally do it. So we can try some different processes. So looking at the parts and the dowel hole symbol, 1020 steel on these. They kind of got lost on their naming conventions here, so we can go with the steel. We'll probably introduce the mass properties and center of mass on this group. So, looking at these parts, just going through the basics. There's couple of ways to approach this. So if we draw the rectangle and the rectangle internal and the holes, then we could use the contours and regions to build up the geometry. Typically when I look at something like this, I want to use that symmetry, draw half, and then mirror it across. Let's see, for the wheel, pretty straightforward, couple of circles. We could do that as a revolve. I may do that both ways since it's a fairly simple part, just to make the illustration. And then the slider, a couple of things that we can use there. I pretty much do that one the same way. And again, with our revolve, we can pick up the quarter section for that pin. So basically cut it in half again, and we're looking at whichever side we want to do the revolve. We have symmetry. And then if I remember correct, notice that those two fives are coming from the outside. And oops, went a little too far. And for these, nope, they went 5 to the outside there as well. So it's something I always want to check, is the consistency. Well, I guess I'm not sketching. The consistency in those geometries that could cause a stack up problem. So let's see, we have the kind of the odd brown looking for the connector, the shaft. The driver goes into the wheel, and then the short pin goes into whatever that last guy was. Let's take a look into the slider. So considering that everything's steel, kind of look at it from the standpoint on the manufacturing side. This is going to be a fairly heavy part. The finishes are going to have to be reasonably clean, polished for the rotation, especially on the pin, the bore on the slider. Keep losing it there. And the bore on the slider, those geometries, in order for them to move and not bind on this, and side loads as it's going through that cycle, will be kind of an interesting analysis. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll get started.